Hi, this is Eric from longboxreview.com. I recently went on vacation and to Vegas, to Las Vegas. It was a graduation gift to our daughter. She just graduated from college not too long ago, and so we told her that we would take her to Vegas so that she could see a couple shows that she's been really wanting to see that are down there. In the meantime, I plan to go to some comic book shops that are in the Vegas area. My good friend Travis, Mr. Oddfellow's Thoughts, recently went to a Las Vegas Comic-Con down there and told me about some of the places that he went. So I wanted to go to some of those as well. Funny thing, apparently I did not plan on all of the activities that my family wanted to do while we were in Vegas. So I actually didn't get to make it to any of the comic book shops in Las Vegas, which is not to say that I did not actually end up going to a comic book shop during my vacation. I did, because I actually got some comics at Captain Comics in Boise, Idaho. But first, my trip was not completely not related to comic books, because on the drive down to Vegas, yes, we drove to Las Vegas. From where I live, that is about a 15-hour drive that we did over the course of 2 days. And on the way down, when I wasn't driving, I read, let's see, where did it go? I read Back Issue magazine, number 33, brilliant George Perez, New Teen Titans art on that cover. This issue is all about the Teen Titans, and also it's the Teen Heroes issue. So not only did I get to read a great article about the Teen Titans and the New Teen Titans in its heyday, and on through the various Titans books that came after the New Teen Titans, but there was a great article with Mike Baron. Yeah, Mike Baron and Butch Guice about Flash, the Wally West Flash. If you're familiar with that comic that came out after Crisis on Infinite Earths occurred, and Wally West took on the mantle of the Flash. So, which was a great comic that I got back then, I want to say 86 or 87, something like that. Yeah, 1987. So there was that. There was an article about Power Girl and just some background on that character. Some great stuff here about the Legion of Superheroes, the fashion of the Legion of Superheroes. So there you go. That's Art Adams' Saturn Girl there. Mike Grell's Cosmic Boy and that classic black bustier outfit that he had there, which never made sense to me, but it sure looked interesting. Apparently Mike Grell, when he took over the Legion of Superheroes from Dave Cockrum, I think it was, there were a couple costumes that he just did not like to draw because they were too detailed or too intricate. Shrinking Violet was one of them, and then one of my very favorite Legionnaires, Ultra Boy. There's Ultra Boy. That's not drawn by either Mike Grell or Dave Cockrum. That's Joe Staton doing that. Anyway, just really cool articles. There was an article on Nova, the original Nova, Rich Rider, and it made me really want to go back and read some of the old Nova stuff. Which that's kind of why I read these back issue magazines, so that I get some information about comics during the time that I started reading comics, which is the late Bronze Age. So then it renews an interest for me in these comics that I had not read or have not read at all. So I might go back and pick up some Nova stuff. So there was that. I did read that on the way down. We went to Vegas, blah, blah, blah. Oh, In-N-Out Burger, very good. Let's see. Came back, and on the way back, before I went to Captain Comics in Boise, I read another back issue, this time focusing on the Justice League. through the Bronze Age, the Satellite Years, as most of us who are fans of the Justice League know. There was an article in here about the Squadron Supreme. Mike, what's her name? What's his name? Mark Grunwald's epic story, which is really good. And speaking of things that you find out, I found out by reading this issue that there was the 12 issue maxi series that Grunwald came out with the Squadron Supreme, and there was a follow-up graphic novel. Had no idea that there was such a thing. I thought that once they did the 12 issues, that was it. The story was over. We're done. But apparently they did a follow-up with this graphic novel, and then there was this one shot that somebody else wrote, but set in that same storyline. So I actually almost bought that graphic novel. I did find it at Captain Comics, but I think I'm going to try and find it somewhere I can buy it just a little cheaper. But great. I mean, if you're a fan of especially the Bronze Age stuff, you should really pick up the back issue magazine from Tomorrow's. I can't stress enough how much I enjoy reading this. Now I actually have a stack. I should have brought it. Literally, I have a stack of back issues because I order them and I just don't have time to keep up on reading them, and they just keep piling them up. But I keep buying them. Anyway, so once we get back from Vegas, we're in the Boise area. Go to Captain Comics because I can that day, and I end up picking up a few things. A couple things that were on my wish list, and a few things that I just happened to find there, and I was pleased to buy them. Let's see. I'll start with the two things that were on my wish list. I got a couple issues of, let's see here, Teen Titans Spotlight. This one is featuring the Omega Men, and then this one is featuring Cyborg and me, Changeling, it says. So these are the last two issues that I wanted to get, so I now have completed my the run of Teen Titans Spotlight. Not that this comic was particularly good. When it first came out, I only got the first, I want to say 6 or 8 issues. I think there were 2 or 3 issues that started out with that was a Starfire story. And then that followed up with what's his name? Jericho story. And I didn't care for it. So I dropped the title, which is weird because I was a huge New Teen Titans fan. But anyway, but I picked up a few issues here and there. There was one issue in particular of Nightwing that I bought. And I don't know. I'd find issues over the years where I just go ahead and get them. And then I realized that I was only a few issues away from having a complete run, so I decided, what the hell? Being somewhat of a completist, I decided to go ahead and get them anyway. So there we go. Not that I'm in a rush to go and read these, but eventually I will. Next up is Superman: The Secret Years, which is a miniseries from, I think it's 1985. So this is cover dated February 85, and it ran through May 85. Which means, I'm trying to remember, I think this predated the Crisis? I'm pretty sure. Anyway, which if that's the case, and I should have looked this up, but if that's the case, then it seems weird to me that DC would put out a miniseries about Superman's early years, I think that's what this is, before they basically reboot him, and with John Byrne coming in and doing Man of Steel. Anyway, these are Frank Miller covers with some really kind of loose pencils going on there, but that's Frank Miller for you. I'm not quite sure why I put this on my wish list, and it was a recent addition to my wish list. I must have read something recently that piqued my interest about this series. So I got it. I'm going to read it pretty soon, I hope, and enjoy it. Okay, so then as I'm looking through the entire back issues at Captain Comics, going through my wish list, trying to find anything that I can, I run across These two things. In fact, I was basically walking out the door, and I happened to just kind of turn around and look just one quick, or for, just for one last quick once over is what I'm trying to say. And I see these things on the floor next to some boxes, and they're just kind of sitting up there next to the box. Oh, look at this! It's the 1993. Yeah, it says 93 update, but cover date December 92 and January 93. But it's the Who's Who 93 update, issue 1 and 2. And this is that, I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is the loose leaf version of the Who's Who series. So they came out with the Who's Who series, I want to say the original one, that came out around the crisis, 1985, 86-ish, I think, maybe 84. It's been too long, guys. Anyway, but then in the 90s, the early 90s, they came out with these loose leaf editions where you could tear out the pages and then arrange them however you wanted to. In fact, they also came out with these binders. Here's one of my binders here with some great George Perez art on it. And I've got these loose leaf sheets all through here. This is going to be kind of awkward, but so I got them all through here in alphabetical order because that's the way I like things, alphabetical order. So anyway, I saw these and I had to have them. I don't think I'll be tearing them up and putting them in in my binders though. I'm not sure about that. Anyway. And then finally, I was looking through the stuff that was at Captain Comics, and they had a bunch of bundled issues, if you wanted to read a series or whatever, and so they were discounted. But there were a ton of boxes. There was a bunch of boxes for DC bundles, a bunch of boxes, a couple boxes for Marvel bundles, and then some independent stuff, Image and whatnot. But out of all that stuff, there were several boxes that I was perusing, and I had to get. I'm not sure why, other than over the years I've heard that this particular series was good, and I've always kind of wanted to check it out. So I bought 18 issues of the 2007 Booster Gold series. So I got issues 1 through 17, but that includes an issue 0 that came between issues 6 and 7. This run also includes 2 issues that I already had because I read about these having to do with Robin. So there's an issue here with Batman and Robin, and I think something to do with the Titans as well. I don't quite remember if that's what I'm thinking of. No, this is just a flashback tale featuring Batman and Robin. I'm kind of on a slow journey to collect issues where Dick Grayson Robin shows up, or Dick Grayson Nightwing, either way. It'll be a long time before I get all those. And then number 12 I have too, which is featuring Batgirl. So I like that. So I may just give the other issue that I already have of this, the Batgirl issue of Booster Gold, to my granddaughter, who's a big Batgirl fan. We'll see. I'm not too keen on giving away comics. Okay. Is that it? That is it. That's what I got on my Vegas trip. Way back from Vegas. So if you're ever in the Boise area and you want to go to a good comic book shop, it's a clean shop. It's well organized. They have more expensive issues if you're into getting key issues. He's got that. He's got some CGC stuff. You just have to ask to see the material. All the new stuff is downstairs. There are some back issues downstairs, but not a lot. Most of the back issues are upstairs. So he's got to go upstairs and take a look. He's got a nice collection. Keeps the guy, I can't remember, I think his name's Cameron? No. I'm thinking of Discount Comic Book Service. Anyway, he keeps his comics in good condition, and it's just a good place. I've shopped there a couple times now, and every time I'm in the Boise area, I plan to go there. And I will be going to the Boise area more often because on the way down to Vegas, as we were driving from home down to Boise on the first leg of our trip, my daughter's boyfriend decided to ask her to marry him. It's all good though. He's a pretty good guy. So anyway, that's why I'll be going down to Boise more often, I'm sure, to visit Captain Comics and my new family. Anyway, do you have any of these comics? Have you read any of these? I'd be interested to know if you've read them and what you think of them, especially the Booster Gold series. Oh, that reminds me. So I put all the covers of the Booster Gold series that I bought out on Tumblr, and Sleepy Reader 666 saw that and asked if I was a fan of Booster Gold, and I said, well, general, sure, and I'm not a huge fan of Booster Gold. But the conversation we had on Twitter about that was apparently there's a lot of people out there that don't like Booster Gold, or no, he said, Sleepy Reader said people hate Booster Gold. I'm like, really people hate Booster Gold? I don't understand that. I think he's a pretty cool character. I think I did buy a few of the issues from his original series way back when. I think that came out after what's that one series? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. It was drawn by John Byrne, and it came out after Crisis. Legends. That's the one I'm thinking of. I don't know. I've always enjoyed the Booster Gold character, especially when he decided he needed to redeem himself, and I think that's partly what the 2007 series is about. And they kind of played with that idea too in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, and he was in a few episodes of Batman Brave and the Bold. And Sleepy Reader and I had a very quick conversation, but enjoyable conversation about how much we enjoyed Batman Brave and the Bold. I also talked with him about how I did not like Aquaman at first, and then grew to love that rendition of Aquaman. Just so bombastic and over the top, but a lot of fun. But I didn't like him at first. Anyway, so there you go. Let me know what you think about Booster Gold. Do you hate him? Do you love him? Are you meh about him? Kind of like I am, but I'm, maybe more than meh. Anyway, leave comments below. You can always email me at longboxreview@gmail.com. Go visit my website, longboxreview.com. Either way, thanks a lot. I will talk to you soon. Bye.